If you want to make a video where you're talking about something and it's on the scene somewhere, or you wanted to cover up your scene completely while you're still talking, you can do both of these things right in TikTok, but you can also put it behind you if you use CapCut. I'm going to show you all three in this tutorial. First, record your video, but remember, if you want it to be on the scene with you, make sure you leave some space. I'm recording in my regular camera, but you can also record in your social media app. Did you know that I record a social media podcast twice a week? I also have a free weekly newsletter that covers social media updates, trend alerts, original content ideas, tutorials, music suggestions, and a whole lot more. Just go here to find everything. Then make sure you have whatever it is you want to put on the screen. And I have my podcast thumbnail as well as a screen recording of my newsletter that I'm going to put on the screen. And now I'll show you how to put it together. You can upload your video and edit right in TikTok by tapping Upload, choosing the video you recorded, and tapping this Edit button. And then you can scroll along and you can use this overlay function, and then you can add the layers on top of your video. But I'm going to show you in CapCut because it gives you even one more thing you can do. So I'm going to go into CapCut, start a new project. I'm going to add my video. Now I'm going to trim the video. So I'll edit first. Did you know that I record a social... Okay, so I'm going to start with myself talking. So I want to get to the part where I first start talking. Let's see. I did it a few times. Right here, I'm going to tap, split, and get rid of the beginning, which was all my mistakes. And now I'll have this solid video. Did you know that I record a social media podcast? Okay, so what I want to do when my hand goes up there, I want the overlay to pop on. So I want that photo of my thumbnail of my podcast to pop on. So I stop and put my cursor on the spot where I want it to appear, and I tap overlay. Works the same way in TikTok. Then add overlay. I'm going to go into photos because this happens to be a photo. I'll add it, and it places it on the scene. And you can size it by taking two fingers and sizing it a little bit bigger, and you can place it wherever you want. I'm just going to put it right on top of my hand, and then I'm going to let it stay there until I finish talking about it. You know that I record a social media podcast twice a week? Okay, so that's enough. I'm going to tap, I'm going to trim the top layer, which is myself speaking, and I'm going to shorten this so it will go off after that. Now let's get to the next part. I also have a free... Okay, so now I want to start right here. So I'm going to take out the dead space by splitting and getting rid of the dead space in the middle when I was looking at my notes. And I'm going to delete this middle piece. I also have... Okay, now I want to get to the spot where I want to add the next overlay of my newsletter. So I put the cursor there, I tap Add Overlay. I'm going to go into my videos now, and I'm going to take the screen recording because I screen recorded my newsletter, and I'm going to add it. And that puts it on a layer here, but you can see it's starting to screen record, so I have to trim this. So I have to trim this a bit. So I'm going to take off the beginning, drag it, then I'll tap it and just slide it sooner because I want it to come on as soon as I start talking about it. And what I want to do here is I can either tap it and I can make it smaller and push it anywhere I want on the scene, or I can size it so it fills the scene completely like that. And I can make it as big as I want. And now it will play as I'm talking. Twice a week, I also have a free weekly newsletter that covers social media updates, trend alerts, original content ideas, tutorials, music suggestions, and a whole lot more. Just go here. Okay, so now I want to, let me just get more of this off. So it looks like this. I also have a free weekly newsletter that covers All right, let me play it. I also have a free weekly newsletter that covers social media updates. Once I'm done talking about it, questions, and a whole lot more. Right there, I'm going to tap on the timeline, split, and then I'm going to tap on the bottom layer because I also need to split that and get rid of the rest of it. And now it's going to go back to my face. Just go here to find everything. Okay, that's the end of my video, split or trim. And what I'm going to do here is bring on some text. So I'm going to do the back button, tap text, and I'm going to type in my website. Now I'll tap style, Let's select a style that I like. Let's do that. Check mark. I want this to come on when I'm on my face. I'm going to pinch it a little smaller. I'm going to tighten it up so it comes on as I appear. Just go here to find everything. And then I want it to end where I finish. All right, so now I have a nice tight video. I'll play it for you, and then I'm going to show you one more thing. Did you know that I record a social media podcast twice a week? I also have a free weekly newsletter that covers social media updates, trend alerts, original content ideas, tutorials, music suggestions, and a whole lot more. Just go here to find everything. Okay, now, if I wanted to, instead of having this cover up my face completely, I could put myself in front of this. And so there's a couple of steps to do that, but it's easily done in CapCut. What I'm going to do first is go back so I can get to my edit screen. Now notice you have two layers. This turned into a bubble, so you can tap on it to reveal it again. So you have these two layers. We need to switch them. So I want to bring myself underneath as the overlay and bring my newsletter on the top layer so that I can show up in front of it. So I'm going to tap on myself, scroll over, and look for overlay. That drops it down. And now I want to take the newsletter and put that up to the main layer. So I scroll over and I look for main track. Tap it. That pops it up to the main track, and this one is now underneath. I'm just going to lock them up together. Now I need to tap on myself, scroll over, and I'm going to look for remove background. Tap on it. I'm going to do auto removal and hope for the best. Oop, there it is. Just did it. It does it automatically. It auto removes you from your background, and that puts you with whatever's on the top layer behind you. You can also tap on this and make yourself smaller so that you can show more of what's behind you. So now the newsletter can be scrolling behind when I'm speaking in front. A whole lot more. Just go here. Oops. So now I've got to suggestions and a whole lot more. Well, now I've got to, I don't know why one's shorter, but I've got to drag the top layer a bit longer. A whole lot more. Just go here. And then I want to shorten myself. So it's a good idea to take two fingers and zoom in on the timeline so you can make these line up perfectly. So I'm going to tap this and line it up so that what I will go away once the background disappears. Like that. So now when I show up full screen again, it makes sense. Just like that. I'm actually going to put myself on this side of the screen because I think I point in this shot. Yeah, like that. And now I will make it bigger. Did you know that I record a social media podcast twice a week? I also have a free weekly newsletter that covers social media updates, trend alerts, original content ideas, tutorials, music suggestions, and a whole lot more. Just go here to find everything.